Well, the truck's been running really good. You know, getting a little bounce out of there. I think it's still going to get a little faster once we get the hang of this track. It's the asphalt makes the tires bounce like that. Makes it a little bit harder. The track's starting to dry. It's going to get a little better now.
Well, you say it's going to get a little better. You had quick qualifying time. You come out, you run an elimination round. You actually went quicker in elimination than you did in qualifying. Are you aware of that?
I kind of heard something about that, but I didn't know how fast I went. But I knew I'm going to be picking up more speed as the night goes on.
So Litzow with the USA. That's the one everybody's putting their monies on. Let's see what's going to happen.
Well, has he been dominating tonight? Listen to this. 2 out of 3 runs that USA 1 has made have been new track speed records. So normally you would think the pressure would be on the number 2 guy in the point standings. Not tonight. It is on the national points leader, Bigfoot. And look who is going up against Bigfoot right now. The number 2 guy with 2 track speed records tonight. USA 1 Army. It is a classic matchup. Number 1 and number 2 in the points. And Ford against Chevrolet.
Chevrolet working the inside with the USA 1 red, white, and blue colors. Comes out like a rocket. Bigfoot's got his work cut out for him. Litzow looking super on the inside. The True Value flags flying to the wind, Richard.
The pressure was on Bigfoot, and he couldn't hold up to it.
Bigfoot stayed after him, but it wasn't going to work. Litzow with the Chevrolet seems not to be denied this evening in Nashville, Tennessee.
I'll tell you what, this national points race is a dandy now as Rod Litzow on USA 1 is starting to dominate the circuit. He knocks off Bigfoot one more time and moves to the finals, and he will be facing the winner of our next battle, Just Showing Off and Paul Huffaker, and Dennis Anderson with the true monster-looking monster, Gravedigger.
Now, Anderson, the crowd really gets involved to him with the Gravedigger. It's a rear engine setup, remember, but also sitting next to him in that left lane is a young man that can really close in on these national points. He's sitting number 3. Bigfoot is bumped out. If he takes a win here, he'll move in on that national points chase. He's off. Working on left lane. Huffaker out of Texas. Right lane, the Virginia truck, and Huffaker out of Texas looking awfully strong, Richard.
Gravedigger is falling further behind as Paul Huffaker has moved into the championship round. Just Showing Off, number 3 in the national point standings, likely to move up now because he goes into the finals against the Chevrolet USA 1. And when we come back to the City of Monsters, better known as the City of Music, Nashville, Tennessee, we will crown the King of Crunch. The championship round is straight ahead on ESPN. And absolutely loving the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge. We're ready for the finals. USA 1, Rod Litzow against Just Showing Off and Paul Huffaker. Can Paul pull off the upset?
You're in the final. Can you beat him?
What's USA 1's fast time for the night?
A 9:42. He's going quicker by about a half a second on every run, Paul.
It's going to be tough. I think my times are advancing a little bit. I'm getting a little quicker every round, but my transmission's getting hot, and I don't know if it's going to make another round or not.
Okay, now he's already indicated he wants to run that right side. He has a choice of it because he had a quick round. Does that bother you that you're going to have to go in the left lane?
The left lane throws you a lot higher in the air off the first set of cars, and coming down, you got to scramble to get control again.
One thing about this run, Paul, it will move you up in the national points chase. Bigfoot is out. You're going to get to close in on that. Does that make you feel a little bit better?
Yeah, it makes me feel a lot better knowing that I'm advancing as much as I am this weekend in points. What I'm at, 3rd place now. This should help me lock me into this position for a few more shows.
We'll let you and the crew get back to work. Best of luck in the final.
You know, earlier this evening, Paul Huffaker told us, Army, that he thought the dominating trucks would be USA 1 and Bigfoot. I think he's a little surprised to be in the finals himself going up against USA 1.
You know, Richard, I think he's surprised to be there, but he is capable of winning this event. USA 1 unique. He keeps going quicker and quicker and quicker as the evening goes on. So he got to be a little bit cocky. He knows he has the potential to win. However, on the other side, Huffaker can pull a major upset here. He's already helped his national points chase by putting Bigfoot down. He can advance his position.
Well, it's a classic matchup. Ford right there, Just Showing Off against the Chevrolet of Rod Litzow. Number 2 and number 3 in the national point standings. They're off and running.
Litzow pulls the trigger on that Chevrolet and jumps out in the right lane. Huffaker having some problems. Something goes away on him, and Litzow looks to be putting down the strongest run of the evening. The final could be the quickest in history.
Rod Litzow, the Chevrolet USA 1, blows away the field in Nashville, and he gains on Bigfoot, the national points leader.
Rod, let's out with this received word. Quickest time ever, an 8:82. How do you feel about that run?
Great. I feel that's what I was working for tonight. I knew the track was possible of an 8. I've been running this kind of track with 8s. I just had a little problem on this first one. I started clearing the cars too much, but I just put her down to the board this time. And farther along in the race, I can push the truck a little harder, and I pushed the truck to where I was going to take it.
Do you think this Chevrolet can beat that Ford for the national championship?
We got all the possibilities. We're running a great motor. If we keep running the way we are, consistent, and we're running track records, we've been breaking track records, it's possible. It's real possible to go with the whole year.
So it was kind of a good news, bad news night for Paul Huffaker, Army. The good news, he made the finals, but the bad news...
Well, the word from the pit area is he lost a transmission on that run, Richard.
But a great night for Rod Litzow as he made history. He became the first driver ever to get the maximum allowable points in an event. Fastest qualifier, top 2 competing times, and he won the championship tonight. We want to thank all the fine folks of the Nashville Motor Raceway and all the sporting fans for being here tonight. For Army Armstrong, I'm Richard Leek. We'll see you again on the tracks across America for the Renegades TNT Monster Truck Challenge.
Join us next time for Power Tracks, the most powerful sport on earth. Brought to you by TNT Motorsports, the nation's leader in pulling and monster truck racing.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Richard Leek, along with Army Armstrong. We are at the new, beautiful Nashville Motor Raceway in the city of music. Only tonight, Army, the music being played is going to be the music of the monster truck engine.
The monster trucks will be dancing in the streets of Music City tonight. The drivers are very, very excited about being back on a long, straight course, Richard. We've been running them all over the country on different courses, U-shaped courses, figure-8 courses. Tonight, they can really leg it, really use the horsepower. They're going to go over 2-car jumps. The first jump is a 10-car jump. Then they go to another 10-car jump at the end of the track. So we're looking for ground speeds, you ready for this, in excess of 70 miles an hour with these 20,000-pound monsters.
And, of course, the monsters on hand, the big stars, Bigfoot, USA 1 here tonight, but some other new guys on the scene.
We got a truck coming up from Tampa, Florida, the Alien. Now, this fella's been in the sport a long time, but he's just now starting to go on tour with us. Plus, you have the Carolina Crusher, King Crunch, a lot of the boys from Texas here.
All right, and the fans are starting to fill the stands. We'll be back at the Nashville Motor Raceway to get it all started in just a moment. The Nashville Motor Raceway. And Army, one thing's always impressed me about this track of Jimmy Allen and Boyd Adams is the way they always attract great motor racing fans. The city of music always has been motor racing country. They're on hand tonight to see the competition. USA 1 is about to make his bye run. Fastest qualifier tonight. Other first-round action, Pablo Huffaker just showing off against Gary Wiggins, Mopar Magic. Bigfoot with Rich Hoosier taking on Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher. We've got Scott Stevens, King Crunch against Kevin Dabney's Alien Machine. Then it's going to be Jesse Berge out of Wyoming. And playing for keeps against John Moore's No Problem. He's got to be the local favorite, being from Tennessee. Then Stomper and Mike Witt against Gravedigger and Dennis Anderson. And as you said just a few moments ago, we ought to see some fast action tonight.
All the drivers are tickled to death to be back on the track. First round comes up. Keep in mind, USA 1 out of 17 qualifying attempts has had quick time 15 of the 17 times. He's completed his first round. Now we're going to see who is going to advance to go against him as the competition comes to the line for the first elimination round, Richard.
All right, Pablo Huffaker and Gary Wiggins just showing off against Mopar Magic, and it looks like no contest right now.
The Ford jumps out right side of the track, no problem. Hits the second jump, kind of smooths over it, so the speed is going to be there. They're not going to be looking for a lot of air today, but a lot of speed, Richard.
And the Ford of Pablo Huffaker takes it across the line in fine fashion. He'll move on into the competition, while Gary Wiggins will probably move back to the pit area, loaded up for another day and another time. They say the original monster truck was the Bigfoot machine. He's the current national points leader on the Renegades TNT circuit, and he is coming to the line next to take on the Carolina